Hey guys, this is Jason Santiago again with Modern Stone Technologies, TechLink Consulting, and the Stone and Tile Institute. Again, it's Monday, so I thought I would start by doing one of our weekly discussions. First of all, I want to thank everybody for the feedback and response I got from last week's discussion. I got a lot of messages and emails and even some phone calls from some of you who I already deal with who are really excited about it and really got some good information. So I do thank you for that. And then also thank you to Ryan over at TSI. Ryan has always been a big supporter of mine and a big supporter of Modern Stone Technologies. And just, him sharing this video to his audience was greatly appreciated. So thank you very much, Ryan. For our contractors in the Phoenix area and Tempe area, Ryan and Manny over at TSI Supply, they are not only a great resource for modern stone products, but also for you carpet and tile guys. They have a great line and provide really good service for the carpet and tile industry. So go check out TSI Supply. They are over in Phoenix and Tempe, and of course you can just Google them to find out their exact contact information. I don't have it in front of me, I apologize. So anyways, I thought today I would discuss something that I think is very important in the industry and something that sometimes gets overlooked, and that is education. And that's not only education for you as a contractor, but also educating your customers or your potential customers, whether it be during the bidding process or over the telephone. I think educating your customers is a huge selling point. And not only is it a huge selling point for you as a contractor trying to sell your services, but it's also a big confidence builder and a big trust builder, and I think that is really the biggest benefit of being able to talk to your customers in detail and be educated enough to really again instill a level of confidence in not only you as a contractor, but as a person, someone who's invested in yourself and really taken the time to learn this industry. And it's just going to make them feel so much more comfortable hiring you and having you provide the service, whether it be carpet cleaning or tile and grout restoration, natural stone restoration, you name it. Building that level of confidence and trust is huge. I can tell you that when I was providing service back in the late 90s, early 2000s, one of my biggest things was being able to talk to the customer. I oftentimes, if not most of the time, was more expensive than a lot of my competitors out there. But when you're able to talk to the customer and really kind of break down what you're going to be doing for them, why your process is different than some of the other processes that are out there, and frankly why your processes are better than some of what's being offered out there. Price at that time was just kind of out the window, and there's a saying, and I forget, it's one of the classes or courses that I went to, where the big saying was, the cost of your services should be the least amount of what is determining their choice to go with you or anybody. Basically saying that price should be the lowest on the totem pole. Totem pole. When they're trying to decide who to go with. Once they kind of become comfortable with you and really have made the decision to go with you, that should all happen before they even know what your prices are. And the way that you get them to decide that they're going to go with you before they know even what your prices are is by talking with them and building that level of trust and communication with them. So educating your customer is huge, and taking the time to really talk to your customer is huge. Now, the only way to really do that effectively is to be educated yourself and to really take the time and make the investment in yourself to really know what it is that you're doing. And I know guys who have been out there for 30 years who have been through maybe a dozen courses on on carpet restoration and tile and grout cleaning and stone and fire damage and flood damage, all of those different things. They've really taken the time to invest in themselves. And those are some of the most successful guys that I deal with, the guys who have not only been at it for a while, because that's important too, obviously, but the guys who have taken the time to really invest in their education and learn about what they're doing, and that's how you not only offer the highest level of service, but that's also how you instill the highest level of trust and confidence in your company. I can tell you from my own experience, I got into cleaning tile and carpet back in the late 90s, and when I got into the industry, I essentially was trained by the salesperson, the person who was selling me the equipment. And they sold me the truck mount system, and they sold me the portable system, and they sold me all these different products, and was really good at selling products, and really good at saying, with this particular piece of equipment, all you got to do is flip this switch, and you use this product, and you turn this dial, and you are now, the best at cleaning carpet or the best at cleaning tile. And when I was buying all this stuff, it was great. A good salesman's job is to make you feel confident in the purchase. And so when he was telling me all this stuff and selling me all this stuff, I was like, oh man, I know what I'm doing. I've got this product, and I've got, this machine, and this is top of the line, and I can go out there and I can do better than my competitors. Well, of course, as you guys probably can imagine, and as I'm sure you know, that is just not the case. Yes, I knew how to use the equipment that I was buying, and yes, the equipment that I was buying was very good. So, I would say more than half of the time, 70-80% of the time, I was able to get really good results using the equipment that I had. But it's when you run into different issues and different challenges, and especially with the natural stone stuff, as you guys I'm sure know, natural stone jobs, they're different, they vary, and even when you're dealing with the same type of stone, they're going to vary on how you approach them, and the processes that you take, and the chemicals that you can and cannot use. Gosh, I wish some of you guys could see me when I was first getting into the industry. I was mixing alkaline cleaners and acid cleaners, and just mixing all this stuff, thinking, oh man, I'm creating this great solution. Obviously, if this product does it so good and this product does so good, if I put them together, I must have like the best concoction available. And of course, as you guys I'm sure know, mixing an alkaline and an acid, they essentially will neutralize each other. And what you might not know is actually mixing those two chemicals can be quite dangerous. But I was early 20s, late teens, and I had all these great products, and I thought if I mixed them, they would be even better. And that's just one story I could give you, where I was just very foolish, and not necessarily foolish, but just very ignorant and very naive and very new into the industry. So I didn't know what I was doing. But I started to invest in myself, and some of the companies I was working with at the time, they started to invest in me. Now, I can also say that, just because you go take a class, that also means you don't know everything. I've got a ton of horror stories. I have traveled literally from coast to coast going to different courses on carpet restoration and natural stone restoration. And there are some classes out there that are very good, and there are some classes out there that really just kind of want to sell you on product, very similar to the experience that I had when I was buying my equipment when I first got into the industry. You want to make sure that the class that you're taking, it really has not only theory-based discussion, but also a lot of hands-on work. I've gone to 3-day classes where I'm doing natural stone restoration, and maybe 2.5 days out of those 3 days were spent sitting down in a classroom, talking about a specific product line, maybe learning about where the stone is quarried and how tiles are created and that sort of thing, which is cool, but at the same time it didn't really help me. I've probably in my past set myself up for failure going to some of these classes more than actually benefiting from them, because you go to these classes and of course you think, hey, I just got done with this 3-day class and it was great, and now I can go out and provide this service because I have the product that they were using, and they showed me that it worked, and they told me that it worked. So now I can use this product, and I can go out and I can get the results that I want. Again, just being naive in the industry and new in the industry. I have probably done more failed jobs than I would like to admit, and that's just the truth. And I know, talking with you guys on the phone on a regular basis who are just kind of getting into the stone industry and who are using some of these products for the first time and maybe haven't taken as much time as maybe you should to invest in yourself. You're calling me and you're just coming up with all these different issues, whether it's with polishing or whether it's with sealing or putting coatings where maybe a coating shouldn't belong, and all sorts of things that I could talk about in a completely other discussion, where you kind of set yourself up and talking with me on the phone and getting you through those things. You of course are able to kind of work your way through that, and this is kind of learning by trial and error, which you want to avoid learning by trial and error as much as possible, especially when you're doing it and getting paid for it and doing it in somebody's house. So take the time to educate yourself. Do some research. Find the classes that are going to be best suited for what you want to offer in the industry. Little plug, I do have a class. My class is located here in Arizona, so I know a lot of you guys in Arizona have either talked with me or have thought about coming to my class and have been to my class. I have contractors all over the country who fly out to Arizona and do my class. I don't have anything coming up, so I'm not trying to plug a class coming up or anything like that. But I do have classes, and I will probably have a course. My November course is full, so it probably won't be until January. But I'm sure I will let everybody know when that pops up. But yeah, do your research. I know that I'm not the only good class out there. There's a gentleman by the name of Cameron who's out in California. He does a great hands-on course, and I've gotten some great feedback from some of his students. So I'm not the only guy out there who gives these classes. So maybe you can find somebody who's really good in your area. The important thing is not to come through my class and necessarily come through a stone class. You might not want to specialize in natural stone. You might want to specialize in tile and grout, which I also have a class for that as well. But or you might want to specialize in carpet cleaning, which I don't really have much more knowledge of that anymore, or flood remediation or fire damage. There are classes out there. So use Google, find those classes. Invest in yourself. It is the best investment that you can make. Better than any sort of upgraded equipment. Better than a lot of different things out there that you guys are spending your money on. Become educated and build that reputation. That is going to be the best way to build your reputation in this industry. And I'll be quite honest with you. How I got to where I'm at in this industry now was based solely on reputation. I talk with one guy, and word just spreads, and that's how I've met a lot of you guys, and that's how I've kind of started developing relationships and communication with you guys, is just based on reputation of not only myself, but also the product line, the Modern Stone Technologies product line. And you guys can do the same thing for yourself. You build that reputation. You then get that initial contact with your customer, and you begin that trust building and that confidence building with your customer. So it all kind of comes back together. You educate yourself. You then are able to educate your customer. You are then able to build that reputation that you need to be successful in this industry. So. So again, thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope I didn't rattle off too much again for you guys. Please leave any sort of comments or questions down in the comments section. You guys can always send me a private message if you have something. I will leave my contact information in the comments just in case you guys want to reach out. And that's it. Thanks again, and we'll be doing this every week, so we'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.